Hello, everyone. I'm here with Mariena Quintanilla, another of our amazing speakers that we're going to have at Expo. So, first of all, thank you so much, Mariena, for joining us today.
Thank you for the time, Claudia.
So, you're going to be participating on the AI track, and the title of your talk at Expo is Fostering an Experimentation Mindset to Teach AI Skills. Okay, so without giving too much away, could you give us a brief overview of what attendees can expect to learn during your session?
Yeah, the talk is really about how you can help your teams, if they don't have a lot of confidence with AI, to work with it effectively. It's not about memorizing prompts, it's learning how to think creatively and how to have an experimentation mindset. So, I have some things that I've done with my clients. I've worked with organizations with over 5,000 employees and gone into, different teams and worked with them. So my goal is to share some of the things that have worked for me and hopefully give you a framework that you can bring into your organizations, things that, leaders or even individuals can bring into their companies and hopefully help people get more comfortable with this really transformative technology.
That was great. A really relevant topic in the last couple of years and probably in the next one. So diving into the frustration many teams are feeling, why is it that even after completing AI or prompt engineering courses, they still don't see an impact?
Yeah, I think courses are a great way for people to get foundational knowledge to introduce the topics. But really gaining expertise in generative AI requires experimentation, trying things out and playing around. And it's most effective when you're learning in community. So those are some of the things that I'm going to share is how you can get your teams learning together from one another so that AI can actually have a strong impact within your organization.
And to complement this as well, for support leaders who are being told you need to be using AI, mostly with these recent trends, what's the risk of rushing into tools without the right mindset?
Yeah, I think if you're rushing into tools, you risk making the customer experience actually worse. You risk affecting your team members and their motivation. No one likes to feel like they're being pushed to do something from the top down that doesn't actually make sense and that might harm them or your customers. So I would listen to your team members and be thoughtful, be intentional about how you're incorporating AI.
Of course, we're talking about customer support roles, but who do you think this book would help the most? Like, what kind of role or teams is this built for, or it can be for everyone at all levels?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's different types of people can help. I think one is if you individually feel like you see how AI can impact your team, and you know how to use AI tools, and you're like, oh, I just wish everyone else would get on board or learn how to use it like I am. This will give you some more tangible ideas for how you can, sort of bring your team along, whether you're a leader or an individual contributor. But I also think if you yourself are kind of like you've struggled with AI and you're trying to figure out, I've watched these videos or I tried this or that, and I don't know, it doesn't work that well for me. Maybe, come to the talk and you'll hear some different approaches for how you might learn this technology.
And of course, you've worked with teams that have this kind of trouble or issues, but what led you to basically choose this topic? Like, what's your experience? And if you can share a little bit of your background in customer support that made you decide to talk about this.
Yeah. So I am an AI education consultant. I own my own business and have actually left support frontlines. And now this is my new job. But I really love this community and I feel passionately about customer experience and about people. And so for me, it's about how do you keep people in AI? How do you bring the people into AI education? And that's a little bit about my background. I've worked with clients that have over 5,000 employees, and whether it's small teams or kind of really large departments, AI, it's always hard for people to learn. It doesn't behave the same way all the time. And so, really adopting experimentation, critical thinking can be really transformative for people in figuring out how to, effectively use this technology.
Thank you for sharing your experience. And yes, you're saying this is a topic that it's still evolving, like every day. So that's really important to keep updating our knowledge on this. And I believe you were a speaker in the Leadership Summit in Chicago last fall, right?
Yes.
So, what are you most looking forward to about being a speaker now at the Expo of 2025?
I'm looking forward to actually hearing other speakers. I was so impressed with the caliber of speakers when I was at the Leadership Summit last fall. And what I loved is there were just so many smart people talking about all kinds of different things that I loved, learning things that I didn't know. And I love that because it's a smaller conference, you got to really actually intimately talk about these topics with the speakers themselves afterwards, in between talks. It wasn't, just like you kind of wave goodbye to someone and they walk off the stage into like a crowd of 10,000 people. So you can actually build relationships with and continue the learning process with people after their talk.
I love that. I love that on the community part. That of course we're seeing every day on Slack and in different initiatives that we have, but right now the face-to-face interaction. Well, that sounds really exciting. Thank you so much.
I want to let people know if anyone is themselves interested in starting their own business or making a change into consulting, feel free to find me at the Expo and ask me questions. I'm about a year and a half into my own journey and, happy to help people who might want to go out on their own, figure out what that looks like for them.
I love that. I love that. Let's keep sharing advice on the knowledge and everything.
Exactly.
Well, thank you again for your time and for giving us this exciting preview. We're really looking forward to your presentation at Expo. And yeah, I'm excited about this. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Claudia. Have a great day.